are Confessional Magazine, and this is More to the Story, brought to you today by Iris and Beau, whose toner helps keep my laugh lines in check, because you never know what our guests are going to say. Visit irisandbeau.com today and use code CONFESSIONAL for 20% off.
So much love in this heart of mine.
Welcome to Confessional Magazine. I'm Taylor, and I'm here today with the beautiful, wonderfully talented Sydney Jaffe. Thank you so much for being here today, Sydney.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and thanks for taking the time out of your day.
Oh, of course. So Sydney is a talented musician, and she just had a single come out called Validation, and it's amazing. And I can't wait. No, I was seriously just like showering earlier, like bopping along. And it's so fun. So I just want to learn about more about you, because you're on the rise, and it's just exciting to hear, where you came from, and so people can connect to your music a little bit more. So Sydney, where did you get your start in the music industry?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in New York. So I always wanted to be on Broadway. That's like how it started. And that kind of, I feel like a lot of like little New Yorker kids like love going to like Broadway shows.
Yeah.
And they have that like dream to be like one of those people on the stages when they see it.
I grew up right outside of New York and New Jersey, and my first Broadway show was Beauty and the Beast when I was like 6 years old.
That was my first
really?
show. Yeah.
I still get chills when I think about the teapots and like all the dishes dancing on stage. Like that still sends me to another place.
It's really funny because I didn't last the whole show because I was so little. I saw the Beast and thought it was like an actual like scary creature, so I started like sobbing my eyes out, and my mom had to take me out of the show. So I like, technically my first Broadway show, but I didn't make it through the whole thing. I wish
That's sad. They need to bring it back then.
Oh yeah, they definitely do.
Yeah, so you grew up in New York and you had this dream of Broadway. Yeah, you're so right. It's like the dream. It's yeah.
And so then once I had gone to my first Broadway show, I was really little. I was like 5 or 6. I was pretty lucky that I had that opportunity. I just like started singing like always in my room. I remember like in the bathtub I would be singing all the time. So I finally started doing like voice lessons with a voice teacher and everything, and I was doing plays and musicals until I think it was around like 7th grade. So I want to say I was like 12 or 13. I started to realize that it was more about the music for me than anything else. And so I started just like researching recording studios and places to go where I could just like be in a booth. And I found a place in Long Island called the Loft Sound Studio. Like shout out to them. I still go there all the time. They're like,
I mean, that's honestly really impressive at like such a young age to like connect the, I mean, that's like an adult decision that you're making as a kid to like be able to connect the dots that like maybe the acting part of it isn't where my heart is. My heart is in the music. That's incredible. And then to go out and just find these places, that's really cool.
Yeah. And then I started putting music videos out there, or like not music videos, like just videos of me singing covers in this recording studio, and kind of took off from there. Started like creating music.
You might hear my dog bark, by the way.
I wish I had a dog that was barking in the background of me right now. Like I just want a dog right now, so I don't blame you.
Oh my God, I love you already. I always have to like warn people, like this is like life in COVID. Like I'm at home. I'm not out in a studio somewhere. You might hear my dogs or the husband yelling at the Xbox. It's one of the two things. Which I'm telling you hoping for the dog is like better.
I mean, I live with 4 other girls, So I'm always like, you hear like random noises, we're 5 girls in college. So
Yeah.
the same warning.
Yeah. I love it. So you got your start just from like falling in love with Broadway music and musicals, but then you searched out these little things on your own. Like what came from that to like make you want to like continue this? And beyond that, I'm just telling you my next question already is I'm so curious to like, because you're in school, but you're also having this like uprising musical career. So I want to know like where the two line up and how you can handle that all, especially through a time like COVID when like everything's been so wildly crazy.
Yeah. So going back to the first part of the question, I kind of just like all fell into place after I started just like putting out little covers here and there. I like luckily met the team that I work with now. And they connected me to a bunch of other songwriters, a bunch of other artists. And the music industry is really a lot smaller than I ever thought it was. And I found all these songwriters that I love to write with. I got to go to Nashville to write with some people. Came out to LA for the first time. I like remember that trip so vividly. So things like all just started to come into play.
So when did you first go out to LA?
I think it was I want to say it was 2017 was my first trip out here, and now I go to school out here. So I'm here basically half the year, maybe more than half the year. It's kind of wonky now with COVID. Obviously, I was back in New York, which is obviously home to me, a lot more than usual. But now it's like LA is half my home. But everything started to fall into place, and it was just like it started to work out. And then when I got into college out here, I was like, it's perfect. Like LA is the music hub right now. And I had all these connections out here that I had started to form. So I was like, I can keep on working on my music while I'm in school. I'm also my degree is in music business. So like that's my
hand
life.
in hand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it never stops. It's always about like the music world for me.
Good for you, just following your heart and talent enough to, there are a lot of talented people out there, but some people don't have the courage to follow through with that talent or recognize it in themselves. And you have, and that's so cool because it's only growing. And so your music business degree, what like when you were choosing that, what made you follow that path?
Well, not a lot of schools offer it, first of all. So when I heard about it, I was like, that's awesome. And that was like first and foremost, I was like, I can't find this at a lot of other places. But as an independent artist, like I want to know when there's something wrong with a contract. I want to know when I'm going to get screwed over, or when I can do better. Or
okay, so I'm gonna say right now, you're like the Kim Kardashian of the music industry. She's out there getting her law degree because she wants to be educated so she can't get sued, and you're educating. I mean, look at you go. That's so smart.
I just want to like I want to be able to pursue this career without like relying on a million other people. And I want to be there like supporting myself. So if I can understand like every part of the path that I'm about to take, why not?
Good for you. Good for you.
And also helping other people in the same industry. Like if someone has to ask me a question about, a gig they're going to go to or a job they're going to get, I giving that input. It's like, it's all about just understanding the industry.
And it's endless. You can like almost create your own path within that too, of just your own journey and helping yourself and your own business and brand grow, which is exciting. So when was the last time you did like a live performance?
It was like,
I know.
it was so long ago. Everything seems so long ago now because of COVID. I want to say it was like a few months before COVID like really locked everything down. But I've just been kind of taking that as an opportunity just to be in the studio, and honestly taking it as an opportunity to like do some self growth separate from music. So honestly, as much as I would love to get back on stage in front of people, and I think a lot of other musicians would love that too, and have already started, finding ways to do things like outside and stuff like that. I think in the end, it's come full circle for all of us. So
yeah, a lot of people have been taking this time to grow and just really do the behind the scenes stuff. So when live music comes back, like fully, like the earth might like self implode just because everybody's going to be so excited and like fully feeling it and out there and just giving everything they've got, because we've been so backed up and pinned up that we're just, I'm a concert, like I'm a backstage crasher. I admit that, self-proclaimed, like it's what I do. I once wore a tiara, like in a bachelorette sash to a concert, Darius Rucker concert, Hootie and the Blowfish concert, and I ended up on stage and he sang to me. The like security guard pulled me out of the crowd because and it wasn't my bachelorette party. I lied. I got into VIP because so like my only tip for people going to concerts is like just wear a tiara. You don't know where it's gonna bring you. But like I just cannot, like that energy, there's nothing like the energy of live music crowds, and everybody's so ready for it. And so it's exciting that so many people have been working behind the scenes, because it's going to be that much better and greater and just more fulfilling for the artist. And when the artist feels fulfilled in their own personal journey, because music is so personal to the person creating it, that it's just gonna resonate even more with the people taking it in. So I'm so excited for you to get your stuff out there. And so in LA, like where do you want to be out, when everything is open? Where can people find you, or where are you hoping to, what's your like goal for the LA scene?
So I actually haven't done a lot of live shows in LA, which is kind of exciting for me because I don't really know where it's going to take me once COVID has kind of been put to the side and we can all take a deep breath and go out and live our lives. I'm hoping that like I can just start to, step into smaller little venues. I don't really care if they're little coffee shops or if they're bars. I just turned 21, so I can like go to a bar and do a show.
Happy birthday.
And I can do a show and then finish my set and then grab a drink with friends, like wherever it takes me. I'm kind of excited to see the journey through the lives of LA, and I think it's going to be kind of like a huge like step for me and my career. I don't know,
because you're not used to it. Does that make you nervous, the thought of performing live?
No, actually I love it. I always say I'd rather perform in front of like 600 people I don't know than like a room of 10 people I do know.
Same.
Yeah, I don't. It's just, yeah.
Yep, I get it.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about, like, maybe it's just that I don't know the faces and it makes it easier. But I also just like I have a confidence in front of like a larger group. But I love like the adrenaline rush that comes with performing. Yeah.
Well, so that's so exciting for you that it's like all opening back up, and you just had Validation come out at the end of April, correct?
Yeah, it just came out like a week ago.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Like, this is a great song. First of all, start off by telling us how we can find it. How can we listen to it?
Yeah, so you can stream Sweet Validation on any streaming platform. Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, Amazon Music, Tidal, wherever you choose to find your music. We also did a little SoundCloud link on a premiere. And we are hopefully going to get a music video out there. I'm not positive yet, seeing if certain things work with, with COVID. We could get a music video shot, but hopefully we can get that out there, put on my YouTube channel as well. But yeah, it came out April 30th, and honestly, it's my favorite song that I have ever done. So
it's so fun. I mean, listening to the song is fun, but I'm also finding myself, which not every song does this, at least for me, but I'm finding myself actually listening to the words to being like, wait, what? Like, like I'm listening and I'm like, okay, relatable. So let's talk about like, what is the meaning behind Sweet Validation, and like how did you find the space to do this song?
Yeah, so it was actually really funny. So I wrote this song with Sizzy Rocket, who is another singer-songwriter artist based in LA, who I actually met in New York. So a really long time ago too. So it's really great. But I was in New York, she was here, and we wrote it on Zoom together, which we both hate doing.
Wait, you wrote it on Zoom?
Yeah, we wrote it on Zoom. Honestly, I don't even remember how we figured that out. We both do not like doing like Skype, FaceTime, Zoom writing sessions, but we were like, I said I wanted to write with her so badly, so we made it work, and we started just talking and catching up about like our lives. I started telling her about, how I was going through all of these changes in like my mindset about just life, and how I looked at the way people looked at me, and it kind of just started to get put together piece by piece. And I said the word validation a few times, and she stopped me every time. She was like, that word. And
chills.
It kind of came together. And the song itself, like, I kind of wanted it to be as honest as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It was really me admitting that, hey, like sometimes I'll post a picture that, will be to get someone's attention, or I will act a certain way.
And we all do it.
And that's why I was like, I think it's okay to talk about it like this, and to say, sometimes we look for that sweet validation, and that's why it is so sweet sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
when you actually get it. Yeah.
So, and it honestly, once the whole song came together too, it felt so good, because I was like, this is such an anthem too, of like admitting to yourself that you do it, but then that other people feel the same way.
Yeah.
And the song is powerful and fun too.
Mm-hmm.
So it all worked. And I've like never been so honest in a song before in my life. So it really all came together.
You probably just felt like you're just like you're releasing, like you're being free and honest, and there's nothing better than that. I
Yeah.
mean, because then there's no other reason to hide, and you can just set a goal and then not stop till you get there because you've let that other crap go.
Exactly.
So yeah, I so appreciate that, and like your honesty and being able to put out a real truthful song like Sweet Validation that so many people are going to love and come across. And I can't just wait to see your journey. And I thank you so much for joining me today on this little chat, and hopefully we'll meet up again down the road.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Sydney, and everybody please check out Sydney Jaffe music. And I am going to be posting all of her links to the articles on our website, Spotify, YouTube, everything. And we're just going to follow along her journey because she's the real deal, and we're excited to have her today. So thank you so much, Sydney, and we will talk soon.
Yes, thank you so much.
All right, bye.
So much love in this heart of mine.